Alright guys, in this episode I'm going to show you to take normal lumber and live edge from Lowe's and turn it into this awesome table slash desk. Oh, what's up y'all? Today I'm going to work on a passion project, a live edge desk. I picked up this live edge from Lowe's, which I was kind of surprised they had, so I tried to mark the middle to see where I should cut, and I went ahead and figured I'll just go right down the middle of that grain. You guys can see the line I did right there through the middle. I needed to figure out the distance for my blade so I can put a runner on the side, so I went ahead and measured and drew it out, and then I got the straightest board I can find and I screwed it down to use as a runner for my circular saw. This works great on a poor man's budget. And I have nothing against Cobalt tools, I love them, but definitely a budget tool. But as you can see, I'm running it straight down this board and I'm getting a perfect cut. It slides perfectly, just go slow and it'll follow that line right down the middle of your guide. It works great and it's super cheap. Clearly always make sure you look under and you're not cutting anything that you're putting your wood on. It came out perfect. As you can tell, very clean cut right down the middle. So I bought normal pine boards from Lowe's when I got the live edge, and I tried to get the best grain I could, so I looked through the boards I had to see what would match, but reality is they're not gonna match well. So I decided to check out the better side of the board, and I just went with that. Since I already had these boards set up, I decided I'll just throw my table saw right on top and make it easy. I ended up screwing it down to the live edge so it wouldn't move. I only wanted to cut off maybe 1/4 of an inch on the board, so I measured and then brought the rail in a little bit, and then I lowered my blade so it barely cut over the board. I try to do things as safe as I can, even though this is a little sketchy. Alright guys, enough of this voiceover. I just was trying to mask the generator because it was so loud, but here on out, no more music. Now that you have them all cut up and everything, we need to put them together. So you're going to want to look and see which side you want as the top, and I already did that. This will be the top of my table, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip everything over. So this side's going to come over here. This is going to flip over. And then we'll flip this one. So now this is the bottom, and we're gonna put some pocket holes in it. So we got our pocket hole jig right here. You can get different brands and whatnot. This is a Mesa. This is the little kit, has everything in it. So we got our whole kit. This is the part that you'll actually put on the board and it'll drill through. Then you have your bit for the screws, a bit for drilling, and then all your different screws. You also have this washer that sits on there so you know how deep to go. There's a million different videos on YouTube. You guys can check that out. These boards are 1.5 inches thick. So right here on the sides, we're going to set it on 1.5 inches. If you don't have wood clamps, don't worry about it. I'm gonna show you the poor man's clamp. This is one of my favorites. I've been doing woodworking for a long time, but I'm not a professional and I never had a lot of money. So what you do is you get you some ratchet straps, and it may try to buckle on you, but since I have these, it may be okay. So what you would want to do is get another board and hook it on where it's straight. So we'll see what's gonna happen here. So we'll go ahead and put that here. See what happens. Try to get that over that side. Gonna pull it tight, and then what you're gonna do is slowly start to ratchet it together, which I should probably move it over some since I got two straps. Do it here, pull it tight. Oh yeah. So we're gonna be looking at this glue and stuff coming out. All right. You just want to make sure it doesn't buckle, but that glue's coming out, which means it's getting tight. With these clamps right here, they should be fairly tight, pretty good. And then these are pretty tight. You just want to make sure, since you put these on, it's not trying to pull it up, which it looks like here in the front it is a little bit. So we're going to loosen that, make sure it's down. Tighten it just enough, and I think that's looking pretty good. We just need to let it dry, but to make sure it's not gonna bow and stuff, this is the bottom, so it doesn't matter. So you can tell there's a little bow. So I'm gonna come in here and I'm going to put as much weight on here as I can, because it really doesn't matter, and then put some screws in. And it's going to pull these boards together so they don't buckle. So now, you definitely know when it dries, it's nice and flat. Would I do this on fine furniture? Nah. For rustic furniture, all day. Hey, you don't have to have a lot of money. It's a little common sense. All right, I've let this dry for a while. While I waited, I went and got the Jeep running back there, you guys could see. So I'm gonna work on that a little bit here and there, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead and take all this off and get finished with this tabletop. All right, moment of truth. Can I pick it up and turn it over without it falling apart? Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So unfortunately, it does look like it's about to rain, so I'm gonna do what I can, get this knocked out and take it inside, finish it in there if I need to, but it'd be awesome if I can cut and sand and everything out here first. So we're kind of on a time crunch. So I need to come in here and cut that. So we're gonna put a straight line across. It's crazy how much a little sanding will do to make it look from to not bad. It's starting to rain, I need to get the stuff inside. Well, it started to rain. I got the dogs in here, and as you can tell, I got the slab. It barely got wet, so it'll dry pretty quick. So as soon as it lets up, we'll get out there and we'll finish this. Since it's raining, I went ahead and took a shower, and then I got back in some more cold beer merch. And let's start on the bottom here. We're doing Early American, and I hope it looks good, but if not, then it's the bottom, so it's okay. I think it's gonna look pretty good after it's done. Alright, so that's the bottom. The bottom really doesn't matter unless someone falls to the ground and looks up. So let's flip it. Alright, I think that color's a little dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this clear coat that I was going to put on there, and we're going to mix a little bit with the stain. We're going to experiment here. Might be a little much. We'll see, we'll see. Got a little bit of scrap wood here. See what it looks like on there. Real light, not real dark at all. So let's add a little bit more. Alright, I think that's more like it. Alright, let's see what this looks like. If I learn anything with woodworking, it's just try different things. Alright, that's a little bit lighter. I like that. So we'll roll with that. Alright, next day I let it dry overnight, so now let's go ahead and wet sand. Boomage, guys, look at this freaking desk. Oh yeah. I am extremely pumped with the way this came out. The only thing I don't like is right here. I accidentally sanded too much of the clear coat off, but I'm gonna fix that. I just don't have the time right now. It's just gonna take some time to let it dry and redo it, but you can barely even see, and it's the side that's gonna have all the stuff on it anyways. We wanted a podcast table, and I just said, you know what, instead of buying one, let's build it. I got the legs from Amazon. They came out freaking way cooler than I expected. This is just lumber straight from Lowe's. Came out better than I expected. And the live edge and everything was bought from Lowe's as well. So it's pretty freaking cool that all of this cost, I don't know, under $200 to build this really awesome desk. And no one else will have one like it. So if you guys are interested, you could check out the podcast. It's Crockers Unleashed Podcast. We have not done a podcast in many, many months because we've been building out the studio, but now it's time. We're ready. Danielle, let's get some podcasts going.